folks, here's my take on Elon Musk. Just did the unthinkable. He sent an email. Gas? And what did he ask? What are the 5 things you did this week? That's it. No threats, no pink slips, no pack up your government-issued stapler. Just a simple, hey, what exactly do you do around here? And, my friends, liberals lost their damn minds. You'd think he asked them to build a Tesla from scratch using office supplies. The outrage, the pearl clutching, the dramatic fainting spells. How dare he demand accountability? They scream, we have a right to taxpayer-funded job security with zero oversight. One guy on Twitter said, this is harassment, which is rich coming from people who created entire government agencies just to harass Americans.
Ravi, this productivity survey caused a lot of consternation and confusion for many federal workers who are wondering if this is an effort to get rid of more than just the probationary employees who've been the target of recent layoffs. All this as the Trump administration is looking to sell off a number of government-owned buildings, including a couple right here in Chicago. Some people working in the Klosinski Federal Building were walking on eggshells this morning. One 40-year Treasury Department veteran who works here and did not want to go on camera called the current climate overwhelming and mentally distressing. Across Jackson Street in the Metcalf Building, which houses the Region 5 offices of the EPA, employees are being told that they should respond to the email over the weekend that asked federal workers to reply with approximately 5 bullet points of what they accomplished last week.
The work shows what we're doing, and our supervisors hold us accountable to that standard that's in our position description, and this email is disrespectful and unwarranted.
This IRS employee said there is a lot of confusion in her office about how to reply, but she was not troubled by the request.
I worked on the audit and I wrote up the final report, and that's a lot to spend 4 days on.
But she also believes that the federal government does need to cut out some bloat.
If we're going to tackle the inflation and the deficit, we've got to cut. And I'm sorry people are going to get hurt, but everybody's suffering from inflation. So I feel bad for the government employees, but they're a small group versus the whole country.
And part of the DOGE plan is to sell off hundreds of government-owned buildings. Congressman Mike Quigley says the Klosinski and Metcalf buildings are on the list.
The problem with this is you need a place where people work. The people who make sure we have clean air and water need a place to work. So there is a right sizing, but this isn't the way to do it. This is a sledgehammer when we really need a scalpel.
The work efficiency email causing morale in many offices to tank.
I think the undermining goal is, one, to demoralize us, to make us feel in a defensive position as if we're saying, we didn't do anything that serves the American people.
But now that email order has been rescinded by President Trump. Maureen Targos telling me it's so frustrating because it seems to her that the lives of government workers and the essential mission that they serve at the EPA, for example, is just a game to the Trump administration. She says it shows a lot of contempt for the workers and the job that they do. A lot of people obviously going, what is going on? And probably relieved to know that this email thing has been rescinded.
That stress is incredible when it's your job.
Yep.
Very courageous for some of them to talk to us.
Indeed.
Talk to you.
Yep.
Let's be real. Half these people can't even name 5 things they did this week. I sent an email, forwarded another email, took a lunch break, read an HR compliance memo, and, oh yeah, scrolled Twitter for 3 hours while pretending to work on a spreadsheet. Elon just asked the bare minimum. Like, can you at least pretend to be productive? The man runs multiple billion-dollar companies, launches rockets, manufactures cars, and somehow still finds time to troll people on Twitter. And you're mad that he wants to know what you did between Monday and Friday. This is why DMV lines take 4 hours and why your taxes go to fund ghost jobs that accomplish literally nothing. These people probably thought working from home meant log in once, then nap until 5 p.m. But now they have to answer for their daily existence. And it's hilarious watching them struggle to justify why checking one email is apparently a full day's work.
And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft. Live picture there at the White House. We do have a little bit of breaking news right now. We're hearing from Elon Musk of Doge on X, extending this worker 5 things deadline. He says, subject to the discretion of the president, they will be given another chance, they meaning federal employees. Musk says failure to respond a second time will result in termination. Now, it's tricky. We were just talking to Tiana Low-Desher about this with the Washington Examiner, that some federal agencies have told their workforce not to comply, not to send the email in. So this presents some tricky obstacles here. I believe we have some of those tweets with some of the screen grabs of the email to the workforce saying either reply or do not reply. I have in front of me as well, according to Fox Business correspondent Edward Lawrence, that a source familiar with the memo, this memo, says that employees at the Department of Treasury were asked by Treasury to comply with the Doge request and to write down 5 things they did last week. Remember, the deadline is midnight tonight, but now you just heard that has been extended. Now, the Pentagon there, the DOD, that's their statement. They say this: DOD personnel may have received an email from OPM requesting information. DOD is responsible for reviewing the performance of its personnel and will conduct any review in accordance with its own procedures. When and if required, the department will coordinate responses to the email you have received from OPM. For now, please pause any response to the OPM email titled, "What did you do last week?" So remember, these federal employees are now tasked with providing 5 bullet points of tasks they completed at their job just last week here. I believe we have one more from Dan Diamond there at the Washington Post with regard to what Health and Human Services is saying. He says staff just got an email saying there is no HHS expectation that staff respond to the Musk email. The email says, assume that what you write will be read by maligned foreign actors. So an interesting response there from HHS. So it's a story we're going to have to stay on top of throughout the course of the week here, as now this quote-unquote deadline has been extended per Elon Musk at the discretion of President Trump here.
I say, go ahead, Elon, keep those emails coming. Maybe even ask the real tough questions next time. Why does the government take 47 steps to approve a stapler order? How many redundant committees exist just to review the other committees? And the big one, why do y'all freak out when someone expects actual work from you? And to all the triggered bureaucrats crying into their government-subsidized ergonomic chairs, welcome to the real world. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Also, comment below. See you on the next one.